Good morning. Today we are going to be powerful creators of our own future, and what that's going to look like is not giving ourselves excuses and to try things by being stuck in the past of like, I can do that. We're going to just try stuff. We're going to have fun. We'll do 3 rounds of Wim Hof breathing. The way we usually do to warm up for our yoga, and then we're going to do a power yoga, and the peak pose we're looking for is going to be a wheel pose, so a back bend. I will talk you through it gently, and there will be several steps before, and we're going to work up to it. If you can't do it this time, just it's something you can hold, that you can do, we can all achieve. So I just want us to remove limits from ourselves today and know that we are powerful people. So if you like my video, like it, and please subscribe. Okay, let's start on the mat. I'm going to do this practice lying down today because I actually got up late. So it's the first time I've practiced, so I'll do it lying down. In our breath hold, we're going to hold half bow pose. If this is too much, while you're holding the breath out, we can do a half bow. So you take opposite arm and opposite leg. The other hand goes behind the shoulder and still pull up. And I will give you a cue at 30 to change legs. So you can either do full bow or half bow with the arms crossed across the back. This is basically really going to get us into this practice, which is the peak pose, is a back bend, and warm up all of the major muscles in the body. It's a great pose, bow pose, especially when you hold it for a minute. Right, so the other breath holds are going to be 1.5 minutes as usual, and we'll start now. Round 1. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. In and out. In and out. Like the waves on the shore. In and out. Keep going. We're going to do 30 breaths each round, with a 1.5-minute breath hold. As usual, I'll cue you up at 10 seconds to go. If you want to hold your breath for longer, or if you need to take your breath before, then do so. Take the recovery breath and join us. Start the next round. Okay, keep going. In and out. Circular breaths, so there's no gap between the in-breath and the out-breath. Like, literally imagine your breath is like the waves lapping onto the shore. It's forceful in and passive out. Forceful in and passive out. We're forcing the belly, air into the belly, into the chest, and then into the head. It's by that little forcing into the head you get that extra kick of sensation. Okay, this is our last one. And let it go. Let's hold this breath fully out for 1.5 minutes. If you don't want to hold it fully out, that's fine. If you have a practice that's slightly different to mine, you keep some breath in and then just release as you feel the carbon dioxide switch go, then do that. This is your practice. This is your time. You've shown up to the mat, and we'll do it together, but we'll do it in our individual way. So let's celebrate that, and let's celebrate the individuality of this amazing practice, that probably none of us do it exactly the same as each other, but we all get the similar amazing benefits. It's such a gift. Okay, so just lie back now and just experience the sensations in the body. You may find that after a while of doing Wim Hof, most people do, that okay, we've done a minute. Well done. If you want to breathe before, remember you can. The sensations start to ease off. What I would say is then breathe harder and faster, and it'll come back. You just may have to do a little bit more. But the purpose of this before yoga or exercise, okay, we've got 10 seconds, is just literally to warm up the body. 5 seconds to go. We're going to take a big belly breath in together, and we're going to take that now. In, forcing the air from the perineum, the root lock, the stomach lock, the throat lock, up into the head. Imagining you are opening and decalcifying the pineal gland, the third eye. Push it up. Keep pushing, force all the muscles up. And release. Round 2. In and out. belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Yeah, so in your own practice, I would, and if you're not having the sensations, then breathe harder and faster. But for this, what we're doing here, to warm up the bodies for exercise, this is more than enough. If anything, we don't want to be too relaxed and too spaced out. We want to be fired up and geared up, ready for movement. So let's embrace that and move on together. Keep going. In and out. Breathing in and out. Belly, chest, head. Let it go. Let's do 10 more together. Keep going. In and out. Feeling the body going into hermetic stress. Taking control. 5 more. Let's make these huge breaths. Really fill that belly. Keep going. 2 more. Okay, this is our last one. And let it all out. And we're going to hold this breath out for 1 minute 30. I'll cue up at 10 seconds if you want to pause the video. Just really fall back. Now imagine you are melting into the mat. Sinking. Relaxing. Right, okay, you're doing super well. Just feel that relaxation flow. In this second round, I had really crazy pins and needles in my face. It felt quite extraordinary. I just find that you get something different from this practice each time you do it. And really focus and lean into that and embrace it. Because I also believe that the energy that is created by this practice or utilised by this practice goes where we need it to go. You know, the body and the universal intelligence of energy is far beyond what we can really understand. We've done a minute together. So just be assured that when you're feeling different sensations in different parts of the body, there's also some intelligence to that of the energy going where it needs to go. You're doing really well. If you're still with me, that's amazing. If you do need to take your breath before, 10 seconds to go. If you want to pause, 5 seconds to go. Get ready to take that big breath in together. And in we go. Huge belly breath in and hold it, forcing the air up into the head. Keep going. Hold it, push it, force it, hold it. One more squeeze. And release that breath. Amazing. Right, we're going to go into round 3. Belly, chest, head. Let it go. Belly, chest, head. Let it go. Belly, chest, head. Let it go. Breathing in and out. In and out. Keep going. It's so amazing to know that we can take control of something that not long ago in the medical books was thought completely impossible. We're pioneers with this breathing technique on leading edge, and it's just something incredible. Pushing the body's boundaries and pushing our own limits and creating a realisation that anything is possible. Keep going. In and out. Keep going. Got 10 more together. Make these huge. Make these our biggest breaths yet. Really lean into and intensify the sensations. 5 more. Intensify. Push it. While you're feeling sensations, concentrate and push it more. This is our last one. Okay, we're going to roll over. And for 1 minute, we're going to hold a half bow. To take hold of the feet from the outside and then raise everything off the mat. This is an intense exercise when we're breathing. It's very intense holding the breath completely out. We are literally using all of the major muscle groups during this exercise. I will cue you up at 30 seconds so you know when, if you've done it with one hand, to change hands. Okay, change hands now. And if you're with me doing both sides, then let's just keep going for this minute and really hold it and enjoy the experience of this intense use of our bodies It's also really prepping us for our back bend later. Keep going. And we're going to take our in-breath in this pose. Ready? Belly breath in, hold it, force it into the brain, push that breath from the base of the spine to the top of the head. Hold it, doing really well, keep going. And release, amazing. Just come onto those hands now. Lie onto the mat, let's sink into the mat and just take some recovery breaths. I get photobombed on Thursdays and Fridays because my daughter isn't at nursery, and you can probably hear her in the background, and you can definitely see her occasionally on the video. Apologies, but that's the life of a busy single mum. Okay, sit back onto the heels and fall into an extended child's pose with the knees together. We're going to stretch out that lower back. An extended child's pose like this with the knees together is really good for the lower back. So if you ever do get any lower back aches, then this is a great one. If you'd like to just stretch out those arms a little bit, then take the hands into prayer position and put them at the back of the head. We'll just start warming up the body. Okay, come to standing at the top of your mat and let's flow. Okay, breathe in, raise the arms up. Cactus the arms, breathe out. Back bend. Breathe in, take a twist, right arm forward, left arm back. Bump the hips to the front of the room. Breathe in, bring them back. Left arm forward, right arm back. Bump the hips to the front of the room. Raise the arms, cactus the arms. With the cactus, we're going to do a back bend. And then swan dive with an out breath to a forward fold. And let's just walk out those legs in the forward fold. Bend one knee and then the other to just start warming up the hamstrings. No weight in the head or the arms. Just let the torso flop over. Just bend one knee and then the other. Then come into ragdoll pose. So take hold of your elbows. And again, just keep no weight in the head or the arms. And just have a little rock from side to side. And then take a twist. So left arm to the mat, right arm raises. Look up to the right arm. And then change arms. Right arm to the mat, left arm raises. Look up to the left arm. So with all my practices, we're always going to get twist. We need to work that psoas. And then come to a forward fold, halfway lift or monkey. Hands to the mat, step back. Chaturanga. Plank, sorry. And we're going to do side taps. So right, left. Right, left. Take the feet to the outside of the mat. So you can feel the effort in the backs of the thighs and in the abs to do this. Keep going. We're going to do about 20, so 10 each side. Keep going, tapping from one side to the other. Make sure you hold your plank posture and don't collapse through those shoulders. Okay, tip forward on the toes, come into chaturanga, all the way to the mat, and take an in-breath, and we're going to do some rolling cobras as we take that in-breath. So you breathe in, come up to cobra, breathe out, head to the mat, breathe in, come up to cobra, breathe out, head to the mat. We're really warming the back up, ready for the back bend. One more. In, cobra. And then we're going to look over each shoulder. We hold this cobra. So look to the right, look to the left. Don't force this, by the way. It's quite a strong movement, stronger than you think. Remember not to collapse into those shoulders. Well done. Tilt the head back into cobra. And then turn the toes under and we'll come into a downward dog. And let's just, with this first dog, walk it out a little. So bend one knee and then the other in your downward dog. Find movement just to stretch this out. Melt the heart through the hands, even weight through the hands and feet. Just the heels slightly turned out to get the position. Okay, look forward and then just walk to the front of the mat. And then come to a forward fold and then breathe in, come to standing, raise the hands above the head and bring them to heart center. Let's flow again. Okay, so breathe in, hands above the head, breathe out, cactus, breathe in, hands above the head, breathe out, swan dive, forward fold, breathe in, monkey, and jump back, chaturanga if that's in your practice, if not, step back, breathe in, upward dog, breathe out, downward dog. Awesome. Just come back to your breath in the downward dog if you lost the breath there. Okay, jump forward to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Breathe out. Breathe in. Raise up to standing. Arms above the head. Tall mountain. Hands to heart center. Amazing. We're going to flow again. Put a variation in. Breathe in. Tall mountain. Breathe out. Swan dive. Forward fold. Breathe in. Halfway lift. Breathe out. Jump back chaturanga. If that's in your practice. If not, step back. Breathe in. Upward dog. Breathe out. Downward dog. We're just going to mix it up a little bit here. So we're going to take the right leg and open out the hip, bend the knee, keep even weight for the arms, pushing up with the 3 limbs that are on the floor. Okay, straighten the leg, 3-legged dog, and then we're going to bring it to the outside of the left hand, and we're going to come into fallen triangle. So raise the left hand. Really use the hips to hold this position so we're not sinking into that right arm. Okay, bring the hand back to the mat. 3-legged dog. Ekapada chaturanga. So keep that leg up in the air. Bring the leg down, upward dog. Flip over the toes. Breathe out, downward dog. Come back to your breath. Oh, awesome. We're going to take that on the left. So we'll raise the left leg and open out the hip. Bend the knee. Remember to keep even weight for the hands so the work and the twist is in the spine and the hip. Straighten out the leg, 3-legged dog, square off the hips. And then step that to the right hand and raise the right hand. So this is our fallen triangle on the other side. Remember not to collapse the weight into that left arm. Use the hips to hold you up in position. Hand back to the mat, step back, 3-legged dog. And we're going to do Ekapada chaturanga on this side. Keeping the leg raised. Upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Amazing. Okay, come back to your breath. The feet are hips width apart in the downward dog. And the body should be in a beautiful V position. Okay, jump to the front of the mat or step. Forward fold, breathe out. Breathe in. Tall mountain. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Okay. We're going to do sun salutation B. Breathe in, chair. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, monkey or halfway lift. Breathe out, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Raise the right leg high, 3-legged dog. Step through, warrior 1. Turn that back heel down on the mat. Raise the hands above the head to warrior 1. Cactus the arms and bring them back up. Cactus the arms, bring them back up. Come to the mat, step back, plank, chaturanga. In breath, upward dog. Out breath, downward dog. With all these cactuses, and we're just really warming up the back. So left leg raises, 3-legged dog, step through between the hands, twist that back foot heel down, warrior 1. Cactus the arms, raise the arms. Cactus the arms, raise the arms. Cactus the arms, just realised I did this one more time on this side. And then bring the hands back to the mat, chaturanga. Breathe in, upward. Oh, we're coming all the way to the mat this time. We're going to warm up that back a little bit more. And take the hands into Venus lock behind the back. And then we're going to raise everything off the mat and just breathe. Slow breathing in and out through the nose. And we're really opening out those shoulders and using the thighs and the back to lift everything off the mat. Opening the shoulders like this is really going to prepare us for wheel pose, the back bend. Okay, amazing. Okay, then come up into a plank and then just come back into downward dog. Take some breaths in and out through the nose. Okay, look to the front of the mat, jump forwards. had to adjust my mat here because I kept nearly hitting the piano. Don't think anyone wants to see that. Chair pose. Come to standing. Okay, we'll do sun salutation variation again. B. Chair pose. Fold forwards. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Chaturanga, jump back. Breathe out. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Raise the right leg high. Step forward to warrior one. So turn that back heel down. Bring the arms up to warrior one. Then we're going to open it out to warrior two. So open the hips, open the shoulders. Gaze over those right fingers, looking straight ahead. Keeping even weight through both legs. Shoulders away from the ears. Reverse your warrior. So look down that back. And then fold over into a side angle pose. We can either keep the hand on the floor here or you can take a bind. Do any variation of side angle. So you can bring your hand to your knee, hand to the floor, or take the bind. Bring the hand back to the floor, open out. Come back to warrior two. And then just windmill those arms down to a low lunge. Step back. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Come back to your breath. Amazing. We'll take those on the other side. Okay, going to raise the left leg, three-legged dog, and step through to that warrior one. So spin the back heel down, raise the arms up high, look forward. And then we're going to open the hips out and the arms out and the shoulders out. Go into warrior two on this side. Shoulders away from the ears, even weight through the legs. Knitting the ribs in to stand up tall. Reverse your warrior, so a beautiful back bend over the back leg. And then come into your side angle on this side. If you can, take the bind. If not, you can keep your hands on your knee or onto the floor or onto a block. Remember, this is your practice. Look up to the ceiling or gaze straight ahead, or for balance, gaze down at the floor. Come back to that warrior two. Spin that arms down. Low lunge, breathe in. Step back. Chaturanga, breathe out. All the way to the floor. Okay, we're going to warm up that back a little bit more. So we're going to take the hands forward, bring the feet off the mat and scissor. So as you bring the arms back, you take the legs in and out, about the width of the mat, but everything is off the mat. We're really, really warming up this core now and the back, ready for the wheel. It's not something we would do without warming up the body very thoroughly first. Okay, awesome. Okay, come to upward dog. Breathe in. And then just fall between the legs. Let's just give the back a little bit of a stretch out. This is a extended child's pose between the knees. And just breathe. We do have to counteract some of these strong poses with softer poses because yoga is all about the balance of forces in your body. Right, we're going to come into camel pose now. So you can either put the hands to the lower back and lean back into a back bend, putting the hips forwards. Or you can bring the toes to the floor and then the hands to the heels and take the head back if it's comfortable. Or you can have the feet flat on the floor, take the hands to the heels and then just tip back. Remember to only come back with the head if your neck is not painful. Any sharp pains in the neck, do not do this. Keep it in line. You can still do the pose, but keep the head and neck in line. And really bump those hips forwards. This is really getting us into the pose now. Okay, now we're going to fall back into hero's pose. So heels are either side of the hips. And if you can, come all the way back with me. Again, this is warming up and lengthening the body in preparation for that big back bend. You can stay sitting up in hero's pose if you want to, or come onto the elbows. Take it to where you feel comfortable, but you are feeling that you're working. And just breathe. Just take nice in and out breaths here. Okay, come up carefully. Really going to warm up those thighs now and the glutes, because they're going to take some work. So come into Malasana or garland pose. Bring the hands between the knees, elbows between the knees, forcing it open. And we're just going to raise the bottom, getting into those thighs. This is the movement. These are the muscles we'll use to go up into the bridge, into the wheel. So let's warm them up. Keep going. We're only going to do 5. You only have to raise them up. You don't have to stand with the legs straight. We're just raising them up so you can feel the work. Excellent. We'll take a hand balance here. Arm balance, because I know you like them. So we'll come into our favourite, which is crow pose. So knees as high into the backs of the arms as possible. Take one foot, then the other off the floor, and just balance. I'm going to have to tell you now, I did jump back crow and I failed. So I will work on that, because I was going to do it again. I thought, actually, do you know what? That's yoga. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. And I'm not going to con you that it always works. So meet me back in downward dog. Okay, then jump through the hands and we're going to come into a boat pose. Just warm up the abs a little bit. Try and keep those legs out at 90 or straighter if you can. And pulling up through the core on the sitting bones, and then low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat, low, high, low boat, high boat. Okay, hold your boat, and then take the hands into the feet, an extended wide angle pose off the floor. Just hold those toes if you can. If you can't, hold behind the legs or behind the knees. Bring the feet together if you can. And then cross the legs and roll back once. And then on the next roll back, we're going to do a jump back chaturanga. Hands down, jump back chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Amazing. Okay, come to seated now, and we're going to do an inversion just to keep the balance in the class, because I always do full body even if we have some purpose of a peak pose. So we're going to come into shoulder stand. So use the hands into the back, into the lower back to support you, and try and keep as much weight as you can into the shoulders. And remember to not turn your head in this pose, because it's a strong stretch on the cervical spine. So just hold this shoulder stand. And from the shoulder stand, we're going to come into plow. So let those feet come over the head to the floor. You can bend the knees or keep them straight, and bring the hands down to the mat to support the position. Just keep breathing. This is a great counter pose for the wheel, because we need to keep the practice balanced. For me, the yoga is all about a full body experience. Okay, slowly vertebra by vertebra, roll back to the floor. Bring those heels into the bottom, and we're going to lift up into a bridge. And we will open the shoulders out in our bridge. Okay, so lift up, and then take the hands underneath the bottom and come onto your shoulders, and we're just going to raise the bottom up and down, just because this is the motion we will use when we get in and out of the wheel. So we'll warm up these muscles now. Keep going, just pulse it up and down. Don't bring it all the way, just touch onto the hands and then come up. You're doing really well. If you haven't done wheel before and you don't feel ready to do it today, then you can stay in this pose, because this is a really, really good introduction. Okay, just windmill those legs from side to side, windshield those legs. So take them to either side of the mat, and we're just counteracting the pose. So just take the hips from one side to the other, keeping the shoulders on the floor. Okay, come into a butterfly pose on the floor. We're going to open out the hips, hands above the head. Again, we are lengthening the torso here in preparation for the pose. It's also a beautiful groin opener, butterfly pose or cobbler's pose, reclined like this. It's one of my favourite passive poses. Okay, so bring those feet in close to the bottom again. And your options are to stay in bridge, or to go in a bridge with a shoulder opener, or you can take the hands facing the other way over the back of the head and come onto a bridge pose like that, or you can come onto your lift up and come onto your head and stay on the head, or you can bring the hands in a little bit more and push up onto the hands and come into wheel, and just no weight in the head in the wheel pose, just breathing in and out through the nose. But no weight. Okay, come back down to the head. Lower the bottom down. Bring the knees into the chest. Bring the nose to the knees. Have a good squeeze. We're just counteracting. Roll from side to side. Just work out any kinks in that back. Amazing. Let me know how you get on with this and where you found you could get to. Come into happy baby pose now. And again, just rocking from side to side on the spine, just working out any kinks. Head long along the mat. Beautiful. Try to keep the lower back on the floor here, so their work is in the hips. And now we're just going to take a nice passive twist. So arms out at goalpost or T, and take the legs over to the right. If you want a little bit more pressure, you can put the right hand onto the left knee and look over the left shoulder and just breathe. And take it to the side, so back to the centre, and then look over the right shoulder, knees to the left, and you can take the left hand onto the knee just to have a little bit more pressure and get a bit more in that twist. Okay, we're just going to do a recline pigeon here. So bring your right knee onto the left, and then put the hands through the knees and pull back on either on the shin or on the thigh. So we're doing a nice compression in the hip and an opener. And the recline pigeon. This is a great one if you practice football or play football. Okay, change feet. So left foot comes onto right knee and bring that right knee into the chest. Many footballers end up getting tight glutes, tight hamstrings and groins that are quite closed. So this is a fabulous pose. If you could sit in this for a few minutes each day on each leg, you'll really find it improves your mobility and recovery from playing football. Okay, let's go into Shavasana. Open the feet, open the hands, lay long along the mat, let the shoulders sink into the floor. Imagine your body is really heavy. Let's scan the body. Feel the work integrating into the feet and the ankles. Feel the work in the knees, any sensations in the thighs or the hips. Feel the work integrating into the stomach, into the solar plexus chakra, your intuition. Feel the work in your heart. And we fired up all of the chakras with this practice. We brought balance to our system. Feel your throat, center of creativity and the way you express yourself. And then feel the work in your head. And then circle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms. And we're going to do 5 rolls on the back just to really work out any more kinks from the practice. So roll back and forth, back and forth, and again, Again, this is a great workout for the spine. It just helps with alignment. And I want you to come to seated at the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the divine light within you guide your way on. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Sat Nam. Thank you for practicing with me. I'll see you on the next video.